please feel free to type some comments. Hello again, I think we are online now. Yes, welcome to the session today of IMI Switzerland. My name is Greta Frey and I'm the Director of Business Development. I'm looking forward to give you some information about our school in Switzerland. If you have any questions during the session, please feel free to type them up so that we can guide you. Many thanks to Maryland Consultancy in Sri Lanka for giving us this opportunity today to promote our programs, and of course they are our official representative as well. So if you have any questions following this broadcast, then of course please do contact Maryland Consultancy, who will be able to help you not only with the application process but also with the visa applications, right? So I've got a copy of our brochures here. So we are IMI. We've got one undergraduate brochure and also postgraduate brochure. I will talk to you a little bit about our programs in general, but of course not too much detail on entry requirements, etc. We can all go through that on an individual basis. But certainly you need to have at least some basic information about our courses, about where we are located and what we offer. So first of all, IMI is the International Management Institute, and we focus primarily on business education, hospitality, tourism, events education, and culinary education. We are looking to groom the future managers in this industry, so we are looking, of course, at providing you not only with the vocational, practical skills related to hospitality education and culinary, but also the business skills, the management skills, the leadership skills, etc. IMI is ranked number 11 in the world on the QS World Rankings for Hospitality. So we have a very good ranking. However, we are also a very small school, and I think this is obviously very important for the personal development of the student. So we focus not only on your academic development, but we also focus on your skills, on your communication, your personality skills, etc., and what makes you a good manager in the future. Of course, in these times with COVID-19, I must inform you that actually IMI Switzerland is still operating. We have moved on online mode for most of our classes since the 17th of March. So it's been just over a month, and we have probably another month at least in this mode. However, we are functioning normally, and the August intakes and the November intakes of this year will progress as usual. So please, Switzerland is a very safe country. We are very well organized generally. We have very good health system, very safe place, beautiful location, etc. So, there's no reason not to come to Switzerland later this year. If you do intend to apply, you just need to keep in mind a couple of things. So one is the visa process. The study visa process will take approximately 8 to 10 weeks. So it's very important that if you decide to apply, that you apply at least 4 or 5 months before the start of the program. This will allow you enough time, of course, to prepare all your paperwork, enough time to prepare for your visa application, and also not to be disappointed because we are generally fully booked. Right? So, of course, closer towards the August intake, we will not have accommodation left on campus if you leave it to the last minute. Right? So do think in advance, and as I said, Maryland Consultancy will be very willing to help you with the whole process and guide you. And also we generally like to also speak individually with the applicants and the representative together, so that we can go through all the aspects of questions that you may have. Right. For those of you who just joined just in the last few seconds, welcome to the video today. We are going to talk about IMI Switzerland and the hospitality, business and culinary programs that we offer. Now, one important point about studying in Switzerland at IMI is that we are a private school in Switzerland. However, we do also have a UK validation, which means that students who come to us will also graduate with a UK degree also at the same time. And this is important for international recognition. Definitely, Switzerland is well known for the hospitality education. You get the benefits of the academic semester, but also of a paid internship semester. You can work in Switzerland during your study period. During the study program, not exactly during the study period, because then you're not allowed to work, but you study 6 months and then you work 6 months. So this is an excellent opportunity for you to get European experience. It's an excellent opportunity for you to learn a new language like German or French. And it's also a great opportunity for you to get a good salary. In Switzerland, the internship salaries pay a minimum of 2,212 Swiss francs per month. The Swiss franc and the US dollar are practically the same. However, our fees are all inclusive, which therefore means that in the package that you pay to IMI Switzerland, you would have your tuition, your books, your accommodation, your sheets, your towels, your water, your electricity, your meals, your health insurance, airport pickup on arrival. All of this is included in the 6-month semester that you study. The second 6 months, you go out to work and you get paid. So you're going to be getting money back. There are no fees to be paid during the internship semester. This is, of course, very important. So Switzerland has this reputation in the industry for providing excellent hospitality education, specifically because the students are going to be learning the theoretical and then put it into practice during the internships. This is an excellent way to develop your skills, right? We have the program starting from a foundation level. So if you are in Sri Lanka and you're studying the O levels or GCSEs, then you can join our foundation program. The minimum age is 17, right? After the foundation, you can then decide to choose one of our three, or actually it's 2 bachelor degree programs with 3 specializations. Yes, so we have the Manchester Metropolitan University program, which provides hospitality and business management education, and then we have the Oxford Brookes University program, which offers the culinary arts program. So the certificate, to explain, is standard and generic to everybody. If you do O levels, you need to do the foundation. If you have A levels, then you do not need to do the foundation. You can apply directly into the first year of the bachelor's degree program. To enter, apart from the high school diploma, then of course you will need to also have IELTS or TOEFL. So we accept also Pearson's, we accept Cambridge, we accept Trinity. So there's various English language levels, but the most common English language tests, that we accept. But the most common ones are the IELTS and the TOEFL. These are the most internationally recognized ones. For the foundation level, we need IELTS 4.5, which is not very high. I'm sure you can all achieve that. If you wish to apply for the first year of the program with A levels, then you will need IELTS 5.0 or equivalent, right? So the foundation level is called, in our university, is called the certificate level. We then move on to the first year of university, which is the diploma level. Then we have the higher diploma level, and then we have the bachelor's degree level. Right? If any of you are interested, please, of course, contact Maryland and they can send you a copy of our brochure where, of course, it will make a little bit more sense of what am I talking about in terms of the levels. You'll be able to visualize it, right? So you could, for example, study certificate, internship, diploma, internship, higher diploma, internship, bachelor's degree, internship. The program can take you up to 4 years if you do an internship after each level. If you decide to do less internships, this is also not a problem. You have to do a minimum of 2 internships for the bachelor's degree program. So the minimum, if you start at foundation, is a 3-year program. If you start at diploma level, then it is 2.5 years. right? As was just answered, no, we do not teach medicine or nursing. We are only teaching basically hospitality, business, and culinary. We are very specific, right? For those of you looking at the postgraduate, because there are a couple of students here now who have typed a question, we do, yes, have 3 programs. We have 2 postgraduate diplomas. These are like conversion programs. So let's say you have studied architecture or engineering and you decide, no, I want to move into hospitality. Then these are the right programs for you. You have 6 months study, followed by a period of 6 months paid internship. We also have a master's program called MSc, so it's a Master of Science in Hospitality and Events Management. And this program is slightly different to the other programs because it is 1 year study, followed by up to 1 year of paid internship experience. So you can come to Switzerland for 2 years if you do the master's program. Right? The 1 year study is quite intensive in the first 6 months. Second 6 months, not that intensive because you also have to write your dissertation or your thesis. Yeah, this is of course a big project that you have to accomplish during the 1 year of study. The second part of the program is the internship. To enter the master's program, you need a bachelor's degree in any subject. So, of course, if you have hospitality, great, you can continue on to this line. If you don't have hospitality, you can still consider the MSc at IMI in Switzerland. You also need IELTS 6.0. Right, to join the master's degree. If you have a lower level of English, then we would recommend you do the postgraduate diploma first. So you do 6 months study, 6 months work first, followed by then the master's for 1 year study, and if you want, 1 year internship. Right. Also, if you have studied something like, I don't know, engineering, as I said, architecture or medicine, the postgraduate diploma is a very good way to get the conversion, to get like almost like a summary of the bachelor's degree in 6 months. Because obviously before you start talking about strategy and management and economics and finance and all these things, it's very important, of course, that you have a little bit of the basics and the operations side. So on the postgraduate diploma, we have 2 streams. You can either do culinary, if you wish to learn more about the culinary side, or you can do hotel and events management if you are more interested in food and beverage and events management. Now, at IMI, we are actually an international school, so we are 96% international students. Right, so we welcome different nationalities. We are normally about 200 students on campus at any one time, coming from about 45 different nationalities. So what you will be gaining by coming to Switzerland is, of course, a multicultural environment. You will be learning in English, but you have also got the opportunity to learn German or French during your study period. You will also be able to make new friends, of course, yeah. And most importantly, we are like a family. IMI is a family business. We are 100% Swiss-owned and family-owned. We are not a big organization by all means. So for us, the individual attention is, of course, very important for us. To answer Ishanka, for the postgraduate diploma, sorry, I missed that. To enter the postgraduate diploma, you need a bachelor's degree in any subject, plus you also need IELTS 5.5. Right, as a minimum. So the postgraduate diploma is a good introduction into the masters if you like to go that route. Right. Now, once again, moving to the paid internships, because of course this is a big thing for many of you. If you wish to be successful in the hospitality, business or culinary world, it's important to get international exposure. I will give you the example of one of our German students who did the whole bachelor's degree. So she did 4 academic semesters, starting from the foundation. Right. So the first internship that she did, she went to Spain to do her internship because she spoke Spanish and she wanted to improve her Spanish skills. When she was there, she worked for a very small hotel and was responsible for basically running the restaurant in her internship. She got a lot of responsibility because A, she was good, of course, and B, also she spoke the language and really showed a lot of motivation. Right. The second internship that she did, she decided to go to the Caribbean. because the Caribbean, of course, offers you a very different kind of experience, you know, a little bit more laid back, a little bit more of an island mentality. So as a German person who's very, you know, strict, that was, of course, a very good learning curve for her to be able to learn the different styles of working. The third internship, she split between Ireland and Spain. So this was a very good exposure because she experienced two different properties within the Ritz-Carlton brand. I'm sure you've all heard of Ritz-Carlton, yeah, a top, basically a top 5-star property, yeah, and she decided to split her internship, and her last internship was in Thailand. So a student from Germany has gained experience in basically 4 countries, yeah, during her study period. So as you can imagine, when she was ready to look for a job, actually the property in Thailand where she did her last internship hired her straight away as a manager. Because of course she had the experience after the 4 internships, she had a lot of experience that she could share with the rest of the team. I think it's very important for students to recognize that exposure is the most important thing over here, right? When we're talking about hospitality, yes, the certificate is of course important. Yes, your experience is important, but ultimately you have to also get that work exposure, right? Dealing with people of different nationalities. As I mentioned to you, IELTS or TOEFL are important for the application because, of course, we teach in English, right? And it's very important that your level is at least decent level to be able to follow the program. Also, you will need to submit a study visa application with the help of Maryland Consultancy. You will have to go to the Swiss Embassy in Colombo. And, of course, there you will also need to present your IELTS and your TOEFL. Yeah. In terms of the fees, as I mentioned earlier, we have an all-inclusive policy. So, you know, when you're paying your fees to IMI, you know that you have paid everything for the semester, right? The only things that are not included are if you want to go to the cinema, if you want to go to Starbucks, or if you want to go and buy shampoo and conditioner. Otherwise, everything really on the campus is included. We provide 3 meals a day, Monday to Friday, and 2 meals a day, Saturday and Sunday. These are included in your fees, and it's buffet style. You can eat as much as you like. We also have your rooms. We have, most of the rooms have got the beautiful lake view. So if you look at where we are located, actually on the brochure, this is the view, I'm sure you can see it, of where we are located, and this is the campus here, right? So it's a very beautiful place. It's only 15 minutes by bus from the center of the city, so don't worry, you're not stuck on top of a mountain, by all means. Basically from your room you can either see the lake or you can see the beautiful mountains. So it's a great location to be in. It's a great location to experience real Swiss life, which is of course something that I think a lot of people would like to experience. On the campus we also have washing machines and dryers. We change your bed sheets once every 2 weeks, and we change your towels once every week. We wash these for you, so you don't even need. Right. One important point to mention is that we offer 4 intakes per year. So for most of our programs, we have a February, a May, an August, and a November intake. This makes it very flexible for whoever wishes to join the program. Yeah. For the master's program specifically, we have a February and an August intake. However, we are exceptionally also going to offer now an intake in May, which will be partially online initially for the first term, and then in person in Switzerland for the next 3 terms. So if any of you are interested to start at the last minute on the May intake for the master's program, please do get in touch with Maryland so that we can guide you, because we can probably get you in already on the 11th of May for the start of our program. Right. The other thing that maybe I wanted to mention to you, because of course, you know, there's a lot of information out there. I think you all know, you do a lot of research. How do you know if the school is good, or you know, how do you know if this is the right school for you, rather? Because I think it's very important that you know what is good for you. Yeah, everybody's different. We are not a big university, and I think this is very important for people to understand. Do not come to IMI thinking you're going to be with 3,000, 20,000, 50,000 students. Absolutely not. You're going to be studying with 200 students approximately, right? So it is really like a big family. You will know everybody by name. You will make friends, of course, and have a lot of activities together. And part of the success of the Swiss hospitality education system is the fact that students have a lot of life together on the campus as well. So we have, of course, activities such as, for example, international nights, where students can cook their national dishes and dance and sing and really celebrate their cultures. We also have activities related, of course, to the program. So, for example, you go to visit a hotel, we go to visit a restaurant to find out a little bit more. We also have fun activities like sports days, for instance. We also have the marathon in Lucerne once a year, where our students go to help with the refreshments, etc. So what you will be getting at IMI is not just an education. You are also going to be getting, in a sense, a lifestyle, you know, the Swiss lifestyle. And this is, I think, something that a lot of people would really like to experience. We have had, of course, some Sri Lankan students. I think you probably would like to know this. Please feel free, by the way, to type any questions if you have any as we're talking. We have had some Sri Lankan nationals. At the moment, we actually, currently on the program, we have at least 3. 2 of which come through Maryland, so they have a lot of experience. We have also had one of our first students in 1991, so we've been around almost 30 years. In 1991, we had a Sri Lankan student called Nishan Silva. He is actually one of our pioneer alumni, and he is currently the cluster general manager of Accor and Pullman properties in Dubai. So he's got a great experience. He's worked with Radisson for a long time in the Philippines, in Sri Lanka, in Dubai as a general manager. And all of this experience, obviously, has grown, you know, since his time at IMI. More recently, we've also had a student called Radishan, or his call name was Bugs. That's how we know him as. Basically, he is currently in New Zealand and he has opened his own restaurant over there. So we were very lucky to have Radishan with us for a semester of study. He finished his bachelor's degree with us and gained a great experience. And for his internship, Radishan actually worked with us. So we also at IMI have a couple of internships available, and Radishan was our food and beverage assistant. So of course he could gain a lot of experience also at the school that has helped him with his restaurant. 2 other alumni that maybe I can mention to you is Ravindra, also from quite a few years ago now, and he is the general manager at the Royal Palms Hotel. And we also have Rajita, who is basically a quality and safety and hygiene person responsible for Amaya Resorts. Now, a lot of people ask me, but so can I only work in a hotel or in a restaurant? Of course not. And I think this is very, very important for those people who want to study hospitality. You are actually opening your opportunities to a very wide net of opportunities. You basically can work in banks, you can work in airlines, you can work in retail, in sports. We have also a German alumni who is a financial controller at Hugo Boss in Switzerland. So it's a fashion company. So you are really not just limited only to hotels and restaurants. I think this is very important because people have this perception, oh, I must work in a hotel, or oh, I can only become a waiter. No, this is not the point of the education that you get in Switzerland, right? In Switzerland, the education is there to help you to grow your skills as a future manager. And this is, I think, something that is obviously extremely important for everybody. Right? Do we have any questions at this point? Not that I can see. So once again, IMI is currently operating despite COVID-19. I must stress that. We have temporarily got some online teaching, but otherwise from the 8th of June, we are scheduled to return to normal with physical classes. Our next intake is in August. If any of you want to apply for August, then I would encourage you to hurry up, because of course the visa process takes some time and we're almost full for the August intake. We also then have another intake in November or in February, So you have options, it's very flexible. And if you need any information about IMI, about the Swiss study visa process, etc., you can of course contact Maryland Consultancy, and they will be very happy to guide you with the program. And lastly, I work for IMI, so of course I have a lot of positive things to tell you. Oh, we have a question. So, can we do a part-time job while studying? So during the academic semester, no, you cannot work. This is because after the academic semester, you can work full-time. So it's actually the same thing. So the first 6 months, you study full-time. The second 6 months, you do not study, you work full-time. Right? So this is basically the same as working part-time during a job. But in Switzerland, they have a specific way or structure that is actually very typical of Swiss hotel management schools. Right? And I must repeat that the internship salary is very good. Yeah, so you are going to be getting $2,200 per month as a minimum. Yeah, and this is of course a very good salary. The Swiss franc is like the US dollar. So that's why I mentioned US dollars. Of course, you will get paid in Swiss francs though. So as I was saying, of course, I work for the university, so I have plenty of good things to say. I also, quite a few years ago, decided to invest in studying in Switzerland, and I have no regrets by all means. I look at it actually at an opportunity or at a time in my life which has offered me a lot of stepping stones. Since studying in Switzerland, I have worked in Germany, I have worked in London, I have returned back to Switzerland. So there have been plenty of opportunities for me. Switzerland is not as expensive as people think when it comes to hospitality education. If you go to, I don't know, Canada, USA, Australia, etc., you pay the tuition. Yes, it's cheaper than Switzerland. Of course it is, yes. But then you have to pay everything separate, yeah? So obviously the price does add up, yeah? And actually it does add up uncontrollably. Right, and this is, I think, one of the great things about Swiss hospitality education. And at IMI, you are guaranteed, you know what you've paid for, basically. Yeah, so your fees are all inclusive. As I said, the food, the accommodation, all of this is included, and these are normally very big expenses. Right. So my last point that I would like to make to you today is. I can give you a lot of information by all means. Maryland can also give you a lot of information, and we can also put you in touch with either current or previous students if you wish to ask specific questions about life. Lucerne, which is where we are located, we are just outside the city of Lucerne. This is the German-speaking part of Switzerland, but as I mentioned earlier, we teach everything in English. But Lucerne is also a very international town, and there are lots of opportunities for sports, for music festivals, concerts, etc. So you also have a life, yeah? You're not just coming to Switzerland to study, you're obviously going to have fun as well. To answer the last question about the visa, no, there is no dependent visa. So basically the study visa is for the person studying only. Right, and this is the immigration system for Switzerland. Yeah, so this is obviously very important to point out. Right, so unless there are any more questions, I hope that you have enjoyed this session today. I hope that you have received as much information as you could receive in such a short period of time. And if you have more questions, please feel free to contact Maryland. They will happily consult you. And from my side, Greta Fry from IMI Switzerland, thank you very much for your time and have a nice evening in Sri Lanka. Thank you. Bye-bye.